certainly doesn't look like it did, but let me give you the Vanna White tour. So this is
Tina Malash's family business is in trouble, not because it isn't successful. The fabric and upholstery company in Cedar Park has always made money, supported dozens of local families with jobs, and paid significant taxes.
So this is the place where it all gets done. It's the largest upholstery shop in Central Texas. They get a lot done in a very small space.
Malash's problem is the city is condemning her buildings and using eminent domain to put a highway through the center of her property.
What I have learned through all my research and trying to understand, because you never think it's going to happen to you, and when it does happen to you, you start struggling and trying to find anything and everything you can to understand the law and the owner's right. What the end result for them is they want to relocate everybody's tenants and then leave the property owner with empty buildings and very vulnerable, which is exactly what's happened.
Malash's two properties are in the way of a new mixed-use development Cedar Park city managers are calling Destination Bell Boulevard. The estimated $350 million project may emulate the Domain in North Austin, with restaurants, retail, residential, and office space. Malash and her brother, Mark Moore, originally hoped their 30-year-old business would be included in Destination Bell. Instead, they're getting bulldozed.
Well, I don't think my family's been treated very well. It seems like that all the other property owners in the area got treated a whole lot better, because I think we're one of the few that fell under the eminent domain part of this whole project. So I think all the other property owners made great deals, and they left us till last, and kind of this is what you're getting, and this you're going to take it, or we're going to bulldoze you anyway.
Thank you for coming out.
The problem for the Malash and Moore families is that their enterprises are in the way of a $24 million realignment of Bell Boulevard, which is Business 183.
Phase 1, the realignment of Highway 183 Bell Boulevard from Buttercup Creek to Park Street is nearing design completion.
The city wants to move the road slightly to the east to increase acreage and access for the mixed-use development. Except the city is treating Malash and Moore much more poorly than other property owners who were paid handsomely for their businesses.
I found out what everybody else was getting paid, and every single person within my reach, a stone's throw away, have all been paid millions. And they've left us for last. There's no money left, and they're offering me for these two buildings $340,000, which is 10 grand less than what I paid for it 30 years ago.
In fact, a small strip center directly across the road from Malash was purchased by Cedar Park for well over $2 million, and it is the same amount of square footage as her buildings. Another shopping venue just up the road from Malash was purchased for $6.8 million. Floyd Cantwell used to own Malash's buildings. In his 90-plus years, he has bought and sold millions of dollars worth of real estate in Cedar Park and nearby Leander, and he's surprised at the low-ball offer given to Malash and Moore.
I think that's an insult, what the city offered for this, you know, because she's got a prime piece of property here and got a good business going, and they just come in and put her out of business, and, you know, that's unreal. Yeah, that's not fair at all. I mean, if you call it fair, that's not fair. I mean, the lady had it a long time, expecting, if she ever did sell that, to get a fair price out of it, and this is not fair.
The explanation the city offers Malash is that her property is outside what it describes as the area of catalyst for new economic activity in the Destination Bell project. Her buildings are just to the right of the red line. Malash, who is a real estate broker, said Cedar Park used unrealistic properties for comparison to arrive at the dollar value of her offer. Two of them were backstreet warehouses in Leander, nowhere near the center of commerce like her structures.
It's super emotional, and the fact that we're being very we're being mistreated. We are not being treated fairly. Everybody says, oh no, they have to pay you fair market value. That's not happening. They used comps out in the back roads of Leander in an automotive warehouse. We have prime retail frontage here, 200 feet to be exact, and we are not being treated fairly, and it is not fair market value.
In the meantime, she is losing her tenants and losing money. Sydney McCann is relocating her business, Plush Fabrics, which worked closely with Mark Moore's upholstery company in the same building. She will also lose customers and rack up expenses for a crisis she could not see coming for her company.
I think I was stunned. You know, we've known this 183 project was happening for many years. We've always been told, oh, you're out of the plan. You're outside the magic line. And then all of a sudden it got real quiet, and we went to some meetings and we asked some questions, and they were like, oh, we can't talk to you. We can't talk to you. You have to talk to your owner. And we would ask the owner, and she was like, didn't know anything either. They weren't talking to her. And so to get a letter to say you have to move in 90 days, it's not great.
But Cedar Park says it is planning for a vibrant economic future at Destination Bell Boulevard. It will take more than a decade to build out the project and begin to realize any benefits. In the meantime, taxpayers and business owners like Tina Malash, who helped the city grow and laid the economic foundation for its future, are being marginalized and even treated poorly when all she wants is simple fairness.
Do the right thing. We certainly have. We've paid our taxes, we've paid our mortgage, we're still here. It wasn't easy, it was a struggle, but do what's fair and do what's right.